Hey, welcome to Music Lab. Let's learn about music. Today, I want to talk about notes and scales. Start with the basics, get those down, and then work our way up from there. So, right from the top, what is a note? A musical note is a sustained vibration at a certain frequency, ranging anywhere from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. On a piano, there's 88 notes, each one increasing at an equal interval. One of the first things we notice when we look at the layout of a piano is a pattern. Every 13th note sounds similar to each other, and that's called an octave. But you might be wondering, why do they sound similar to each other? When we look at the frequencies of an octave, we see that the higher note is vibrating at exactly double the frequency of the lower note. This 2-to-1 ratio is why our ears perceive these notes as both different but also similar. It's kind of like Russian nesting dolls, the way our ears understand instinctually that these two notes fit together seamlessly. So the octave explains why this pattern repeats, but you might still be wondering, why these 12 notes? A lot of the initial science behind today's 12-note system was pioneered by a guy named Pythagoras. He's credited with a number of discoveries that furthered the fields of math, science, and music. Pythagoras figured out that notes that are multiples of a root note tend to sound better together. Just like how we can double the root's frequency to get the octave, if we continue to multiply the root by 3, 4, 5, and so on, we end up with a collection of frequencies called the Harmonic Series. Let's ignore any frequencies that are octaves of previous notes in the series and focus only on the unique ones. When we take these frequencies and map them to a keyboard, we get something like this. 7 out of these 8 notes make up what we know today as the major scale in Western music. And later on, notes were added to fill in the gaps between those notes, and now we have our chromatic scale. Looking at it in the context of black and white keys, we see that this scale is made up of a mix of half steps and whole steps. And there are other scales which use different combinations of half and whole steps within the octave. Each one of these scales has their own feeling and history and context that artists can plug into and utilize to more effectively tell the story they're trying to tell. Now, since a keyboard is made up of equally tempered notes, you can take any one of these scale patterns and start at any note on the keyboard. What scale you choose and where you choose to start that scale becomes the foundation of a song when you're making music. And that song's foundation is called a key, a collection of notes centered around a home base note. But once that world, that planet is established, we need some flora, we need some fauna, we need some atmosphere. In the world of music, that comes through the form of chords, which is what we will talk about in the next video. So that is it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.